Good evening. I'm First Warn 5 Meteorologist Nicco. Hope you're having a great Monday. Hard to come inside from that gorgeous weather outside, but I'm glad you're here and joining me right now. And I specifically started off this weathercast with a picture of the keg. As you know, we've got a big series coming tomorrow. The Yankees are in town. It's Dollar Dog Day also, and the new turf and the new player. Yeah, they're all going to debut tomorrow. So that's the reason we started with that. All right, let's get to the heart of the forecast. As you may have read, we've got some changes on the way. We've got some pretty warm weather, some of the warmest weather we've had so far this year. We've been to 87 twice, I think back May 14th. And also at the beginning of this month. We're going to make a run at it again Wednesday. But before that, tomorrow's going to be our transition day. We're going to start off in the middle 50s and warm to the middle 80s. Huge temperature swing because of the dry air. Now, Wednesday, the humidity rises, and as that temperature nears 90, that means heat index values are going to be pretty warm also in the low to mid 90s. So they're the big transitions. What this does is set us up for unsettled weather. But the key I want you to focus in on, low-end rain chances. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, with the most impactful weather most likely Friday. That's why we have a first warn out for Friday. So let's talk about the rest of this evening. It is 74 degrees outside. Look at that humidity, 45%. We've got a northwest wind at 9 miles per hour. Now that northwest wind was refreshing, but that haze you see behind our current conditions, that is smoke that rolled in from Canada, kind of piggybacked on these northerly winds. Good news, it is in the middle and upper parts of the atmosphere. We are not breathing that smoke, nor will we tomorrow until it finally gets out of here tomorrow afternoon. It is going to stay well above us. So, evening patio forecast, walking the dog, doing some vigorous activity, mowing. I mean, today is the best day. I know it was back to work Monday, and you probably think, I just want to relax. That's the last thing on my mind. But now would be the easiest time to mow. 74 all the way through 8 o'clock and then 68 by 10 o'clock. Of course, you probably don't have much time to mow either because most of us have to be finished by 8 o'clock. I want to get you ready for Tuesday. We'll start by a pleasant morning. Jacket weather. I mean, mid-50s. Yeah, I'll take that. Afternoon, a little haze out there. But again, a lot of sunshine and smoke. You don't need to worry about having to breathe that. We're going to warm quickly tomorrow into the middle 80s, so significantly warmer than today. And those 80s will last into the evening hours. In fact, we'll have lower 80s. So not quite as comfortable tomorrow, but still the humidity will be low tomorrow evening. So let's take a look at your neighborhood or one of the cities near where you live. And we've got 51 in Maryville, Chillicothe 52, Kansas City we're going 55. Only Garnett at 62 is really close to average, which is 62 for this time of the year. So let's break down your Tuesday morning. 64 at 8 o'clock, but look at that. We're nearly 10 degrees warmer by 10 o'clock, 74, and we're touching 80 as we head into and through the lunch hour. So, yeah, definitely jacket weather in the morning, but you don't want to have it on for too long. Here's our destination. Our average is about 83 tomorrow. We're going 85. Not only here, but also in Olathe and Lee Summit. You can also see in Paola there. We're looking at the same type of temperature. So everybody's going to hang out in the low to mid 80s. The key being that nice, comfortable humidity. Not much of a breeze tomorrow. Okay, there'll be a breeze out of the north above us bringing that smoke in, but where we are, we're not going to have those gusty winds like we had today. In fact, we're going to have a light wind out of the south at about 3 to 8 miles per hour, just a breath, not even noticeable most of the time. So Wednesday, warmest day. Heat index value could get to 95, so now we're talking about some summer heat and humidity. That sets the table for our first chance of scattered showers Thursday and into Friday when we have that first warn. What we're seeing out there is that southerly wind taking away the comfort level and bringing muggy conditions back in. We've kind of got a split flow in the jet stream, and which means we have a storm track to our north, a storm track to our south. We're caught in between, and we're getting these small systems that'll come through Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and that's why the rainfall chances are 30, 40, and 30. If ever one of these small systems that comes in from the north or comes up from the south on that storm track gets together, then we have a day of stronger storms and severe weather. Just don't see that happening. So the big story is the heat index feeling like exactly what the temperature is tomorrow. But For Wednesday, got to listen to your body, especially if you're going to be working outside or playing outside. Plenty of fluids before you get thirsty. That's always the key. And remember, the heat index value is taken in the shade. It will feel significantly warmer if you're out in the sun. So find some shade from time to time to cool you off. Now for Thursday, and you could count this into Friday, Saturday, and to a lesser extent Sunday, there's so much humidity out there that even though temperatures will fall back into the mid 80s where they should be, heat index values will still be in the upper 80s to near 90. All right, so let's kind of give you a flavor, a taste, an appetizer, if you will, from our medium range models. The resolution isn't great, but it does kind of give us a trend of what's going to happen. So here we are, Thursday at 7 in the morning, trying those southerly winds to bring in a chance of showers as we head through the day. They don't make it really past I-70, and that's why we're keeping it at about a 30%, and it's not an impact day. Now, as we go into Friday, we'll start in the morning. We have a little bit better chance. Moisture sitting on top of us, but notice this is the lightest green. So if this is going to pan out to anything, it may just be drizzle or a random light shower. Now, we will see some darker green develop as we head into the afternoon and early evening hours. So that's where I'm thinking we could put the bulk of the scattered showers, the 40%. By Friday evening, fingers crossed this happens. Look at that. Most of us are clearing out. And then we'll keep another 30% chance in for Saturday, and mainly looking like in the afternoon and evening hours. So let's kind of recap what's going to happen with the smoke real quick. And you can see it as we head. This is Tuesday at 7 in the morning, and we head through the afternoon hours. And there it is. It's gone. So let's move on and not even talk anymore about that, not give it any more respect than it deserves. We're going to go straight to the 7-day. All right, so Tuesday, 85. Gorgeous weather out at the Cave for Dollar Dog Day, as we talked about in the Yankees. 89, Wednesday. You know something that's interesting? If your kids giving you want to take them somewhere, like during the late morning hours into the early afternoon hours, the Monarchs play at 11 o'clock Wednesday morning. Of course, you'll be sitting in that hot sunshine and with that sticky humidity, but it might be something to do during the day. And then you could see the hottest temperatures move away. 30% for Thursday, 40% Friday, Saturday, 30%. One of the things you need to remember, that's a low end, but we haven't talked about severe weather at all. We're not looking at a chance of severe weather Thursday, Friday, and Saturday because, again, those storms that are coming at us from the north and south aren't phasing, aren't merging. So we just don't have the energy needed for storms. Now, rainfall amounts over that 3-day span, 1/10 to 1/2 inch. So that'll tie us over for a while. We're definitely not dry out there after the wet weather we've had. All right, let's focus on Father's Day. Why not? 86, pretty close to average, partly cloudy. There's so much humidity in the air, we could have a pop-up storm. Same thing for Monday. We're really diving into a more typical summer pattern. Will we see lows in the 50s again? Not any time in the next 7 to 10 days, that's for sure. We are definitely in a summer pattern when we have lows in the upper 80s and highs in the mid to upper, or lows in the upper 60s, I should say, and highs in the mid to upper 80s. So that's a look at your Security Bank 7-day forecast. Of course, as we get closer to Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we'll have the high resolution models, and we'll be able to time this and pinpoint exactly where we think the rain is going to fall. But again, the biggest impact will likely be Friday with that 40% chance. All right, I hope you like today's weather, and I wish we could bottle it up and unleash it this weekend. We deserve a good weekend, but the weekend's looking pretty good, no doubt, with just that 30 and 20% chance. All right, have a great evening, and we'll see you again at 10 o'clock.